Hey YouTube, Paul Oz here. Whoa! Today we've got ourselves an Ibanez UV PWH. This guitar is older than me. I was born in 91, this is a 1990 guitar. And as you can see in camera B, it's got some nicks and some damage, but that's just because it's been loved. So, let's go over the specs real quick before we get into a death metal fiesta here. We've got ourselves a maple neck, an all-American basswood body. And we've got ourselves I believe that's rosewood. I think it's pretty obvious that it is. This trem is, I can't even believe that the trem's 20 years old because it just doesn't lose tuning. It's like cheating. And then of course we have the Blaze pickups here. These are the original pickups with this guitar. I think this entire guitar is original. And if you look at the aging of the knobs, yeah, this is original. It's definitely passed through some sweaty hands. And of course we've got ourselves some made in Japan tuning machines up here, which are super stable as well. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful instrument. So, just a little side note. The pickups, being 20,000 years old, 25 years old I guess as of this year, have weakened over time. And that is what makes this guitar sound so good. These are collector's items guitars, and they are probably worth around $1,500 depending on the condition. I've seen someone on the eBay go up to like $2,000 Canadian, which is kind of nuts. So anyway, without further ado, let's dip into some awesome metal riffing, because that's what this guitar is meant for, man. That's what it's destined for. So this is a Mesa Boogie Tone. It's nice and huge sounding, brother. Alright, so I've definitely proven now that it is a metal machine. I love the way that this bridge pickup sounds. The old ass Blaze pickups sound great. It's kind of like cheating. I don't know why Ibanez isn't making more of these guitars. I believe the neck is actually one of the thinnest necks Ibanez has ever made. And I really like it actually. Even though it's probably not the best thing for my hands, because I usually prefer a fatter kind of neck. But in this case, man, whatever, it plays wonderfully, of course. So, let's dip into a clean tone and get over that, because it's definitely not the highlight of this guitar, and that's fair enough to say, I think. So for this clean tone, of course, I'm going to go through all the little positions of this 5-way switch, starting with the bridge pickup. So because of the reduced magnetics in the pickups, I feel like the clean could be improved upon in terms of, well, you just have to change the pickups. But then I think it would totally change the character of the guitar, and I don't really agree with that. I think that this guitar is definitely more of the metal monster it was always supposed to be. And so I don't really like much of the clean stuff, just because I think it sounds exactly as it sounds to you guys, probably just a bit weak, and that's totally fair enough to say. So moving on from that kind of dark, we call it the Czerna Toczka in Bulgarian. We're going to move on to a lead channel now, which is most definitely not a little black dot. So this is the Friedman HBE lead, Triumph lead, that I really love to use. Let's hear some riffy, kind of heavy shit. Yeah, that's probably my favorite kind of thing to do. Yeah, I always get lost with this lead tone, but with this guitar it's just even easier. The action's super low, and in this room there's no buzz. Like, are you kidding me? Also, these frets have never been crowned, it seems. So this guitar has just stayed amazing for 25 years. That is amazing, and I really hope to be able to play a couple more of these, whether it's this PWH version or a green dot or whatever it is, just because they're so good. I'm definitely sold up on these. Totally sold on the hype of getting an old Ibanez. It just sounds so much better for metal than a lot of other guitars. That's pretty sad, isn't it? It's a 25-year-old instrument and it's better for metal than other guitars. And in the last 15 years, we've seen all this innovation and new craftsmanship and stuff like that. I just love it. Sometimes you gotta go back to the roots, brother. So that's what I think about this guitar. Think it's really awesome. Think if you've got under 1,500 American dollars right now, as of this point, you should definitely invest, because these are really cool. And if you can find one that isn't so beaten, even though it was kind of the aesthetic that you're purchasing as well when you buy a beaten old guitar, get it and baby it a little bit, because I think that I would if I had that kind of dispensable income. And for those of you looking for a 7-string that are fairly new to 7-string stuff, check out one of these if you can, because they're really interesting. It might not have that clean thing, but I don't see too many people utilizing clean anyway. Maybe that's a bad thing for me to suggest, but if you're gonna play fucking metal, play a metal guitar. This is one of the very first good 7-strings out there, and it's definitely worth at least a look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good one.
Thank you.